Once upon a time, there was a wicked queen who lived in a distant kingdom. She was obsessed with being the fairest of them all and owned a magical mirror that she would ask daily, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" One day, the mirror revealed that a young woman named Snow White was now the fairest. Jealous and enraged, the queen decided to get rid of Snow White. She ordered a huntsman to take Snow White into the forest and kill her. However, the huntsman could not bring himself to do it, and instead told Snow White to flee and never return to the palace. Snow White wandered through the forest until she came upon a small, charming cottage. Inside, she found 7 tiny beds and decided to clean the house and make herself comfortable. When the 7 dwarfs returned home in the evening, they were surprised to find Snow White there. After learning her story, they welcomed her to stay with them and protect her from the wicked queen. Days passed peacefully until the queen discovered that Snow White was still alive. Determined to finish her plan, the queen disguised herself as an old peddler and visited Snow White with a basket of poisoned apples. She tricked Snow White into eating one of the apples, causing her to fall into a deep, magical sleep. When the dwarfs returned and found Snow White unconscious, they were heartbroken. They placed her in a glass coffin and kept a watchful vigil, hoping that one day she might awaken. One day, a prince came across the glass coffin while wandering through the forest. He was captivated by Snow White's beauty and kissed her. The kiss broke the spell, and Snow White awoke. The prince, having learned her story, asked her to marry him. Snow White agreed, and they returned to the palace together. They held a magnificent wedding, and Snow White and the prince lived happily ever after. The wicked queen, on the other hand, received her just punishment and was never heard from again. And so, Snow White and the 7 dwarfs lived happily ever after, enjoying their joyous and peaceful lives.